Now this one, line up the edge with the edge of this part here. Put a bit of glue on there. Now if that was solid timber, I would use a dovetail like I used in the previous one, so it will allow this to shrink and expand. But this is plywood and it's stable, so we don't need to worry about that. So just put it on there so it sits nice and square here. We'll get that clamp, put that down there, just make sure it's nice and secure. Double check with your square to make sure it's right on the money, which it is. Beautiful squares, these are extraordinary, they really are. They're made by Colin Clinton and they're available from H&T Gordon Plains as well. There's their website if you're interested. Beautiful, Macassar ebony and brass, and they feel as good as they look, believe me. Colin is also the chap that makes these phenomenal marking gauges. So, there we go. All right, I'll just clean that out. So I don't want any glue in there. Get that, see that gunk build up. Let's take that off. Now you can screw straight in, but as I said before, I prefer doing a pilot hole, especially with something like this, because if I was to screw straight in, there is a chance it's going to move. Even though it's clamped, there's a very small chance it could move. So if there's a small chance, why take a chance? Just double check to make sure it's remained square. And that means get any gunk out that's in there. There was a shaving in there a minute ago. Okay, now that has moved ever so slightly. Okay. Right, now we do away with the clamp again. And don't forget we've got a screw under here. So don't screw near there, just screw a little bit offset. Okay, now you can take them down below the surface. And got a bit of mess there, bit of overhang there as well, we'll take care of that. Now for this bit, this piece here, I'll measure it for you, and look, really it's not critical. Whatever you can get your hands on, a bit of scrap wood. That's actually 65 by 30 by 285. But providing it's big enough that if you drop it in about 6 mil or 1/4 of an inch, you're still going to have 3/4 of an inch at the top, because you don't really want a thin edge on the top because your timber could ride over it. But that should be fine. So 30 mil, 35 mil, whatever. I'll just make sure this is square. Oh dear. That's a little bit high, so I'll just knock that back. The good thing about this, it's live. I'll use this plane too. See that? That's nice and square. The main thing is I've got one edge nice and square, and I'll mark that as the face edge. Now I want to come in about, and again it's not critical, if you notice the two colours, this is the heartwood, this is the sapwood. So really I want as much heartwood as possible, but again it doesn't matter if not. So what I will do is I'll come in 25 mil on the bottom and just draw a line from this corner to there. Well, that's made a bit of mess, made a little bit of a noise too. But believe me, it is no noisier than my wife's food processor when she's cutting up vegetables or cutting up ice or whatever she does for drinks. And it only lasts for a very short time. And even though I've got a dust extractor on there, I'm a bit disappointed with the amount of dust that's left. But trusty little one next to me, cleans that up. That's most likely, yeah, it's as wonky as a dog's hind leg. So what I'll do is I'll just plane that flat. I'll just pop it in there. I'll use this one on it. And really that didn't take much at all. Look, I've got some shavings down here. Vacuum cleaner's going to pick them up. Didn't need a jointer, didn't need a bandsaw, just a nice sharp plane. And what we've got to do is set this up for 45 degrees. This is quite a handy gadget. It's a Nobex square. They come in different sizes and they'll actually click to the angle. So if you can use one of these or a larger version of a combination square. If that's 45 degrees in there with this block, have it hanging over a bit and then just seat it into that cut you just made and score a line on the other side of that piece. And the same with the chisel, just mark up that edge. I would come down about 1/4 of an inch, so get your marking gauge and set it at about 6mm. Mark your 6mm. Do the same on this side. It's a bit harder, so you might just have to mark down 6mm on a ruler with this one. And cut down to these 2 marks on those lines. So once that's been done, just pare it out. Now Bob's left again. You know, I wish he'd learn how to shut doors. Bob, shut the door. Oh, now he's come back in again. Now, what do you want to do? He's lost. He heard noise in the kitchen and he thought food was on.